Hey guys, Mike Eccles with you again. As you know, I'm a former cyber director at the Department of Homeland Security in the United States. And in that job, I had the opportunity to speak and work with so many people who were trying to understand cybersecurity and cybersecurity concepts. So I began making these classes so that I could help people understand not only the nuances of potentially what could happen to them in a cyber environment, but what are some of the things that they could do about it? In this particular course, I'm going to talk about cybersecurity. What is it? And I want to start by telling you that cybersecurity is the practice of securing network systems and other digital devices and infrastructure from malicious attacks. And with cybercrime damage projected to be staggering $6 trillion by 2021-2022, it's pretty important. It's no wonder that banks, technology companies, hospitals, government, and all sorts of small businesses are concerned. And they're investing a lot of money in cybersecurity infrastructure to protect their businesses and to protect their infrastructure so that they can maintain trust with their customers and stay in business. Also, if you ask me what is the best cybersecurity strategy, a strong cybersecurity infrastructure includes multiple layers. We call this defense in depth. It's a way that you layer on protective coating. Think about it as putting on several coats of paint if you were doing a job around your house. Or if they were painting your car, they would put on a couple of coats, right? So that it would be more protected. And then they would put on a clear coat to protect it even further. So during the course, I'm going to talk to you about some cybersecurity concepts, and I want to try to make them easy enough to understand and so that you can apply them in your world. Cyber attacks occur every 14 seconds. These things that you hear about, like firewalls, antivirus solution, anti-spyware software, password management tools, they're all very important, but they really don't mean anything if you don't understand them. So let's go on this ride and let's start with trying to understand some of these concepts. So first, let's talk about the concept that you probably hear the most about, malware. M-A-L-W-A-R-E. Malware is used to describe malicious software including spyware, ransomware, and viruses. It usually breaches networks through vulnerabilities, like when someone clicks on a link from a person they don't know. When you click on that link and you go to that website or you download a document, it puts the malware onto your computer, hidden. With so much at stake, it's not hyperbolic to think that cybersecurity tools and experts act as the last line of defense between our most vital information and our digital chaos. This malware takes advantage of vulnerabilities in your system. But again, it's delivered typically by a person clicking on a link that they're sent in their email. Cyber attacks are quickly evolving and becoming more clever. These malicious email links that we're talking about, they install these risky applications. And once inside the network, that malware can obtain sensitive information, further produce more harmful software throughout the system, and can even block access to vital business network components. That's called ransomware, when essentially they hold you hostage, you pay a fee, and they will give you back or unencrypt your information or data. To the average person sitting at home that doesn't think that their data is worth anything, those photos that you have on your computer are, some people would die for their photos. Imagine someone taking them all away and locking them up and throwing away the key essentially, unless you pay. Next is phishing. We talked about those emails that you might receive. Phishing is the practice of sending malicious communication, typically using emails, designed to appear as reputable. Now, when you receive an email from someone that you appear to know, you typically are going to open it. You don't even think twice about it. And if you are distracted, even if the spelling of the name is not quite correct, or it says, for instance, Walmart, W-A-L-M-A-R-T, with an extra letter after that, .com, you may think it's actually from Walmart if you were expecting an email from Walmart. There are several types of cyber attacks. Cyber attacks come in all shapes and sizes. Some may be overt ransomware attack. And again, that's hijacking important business tools or products in exchange for money to release them. While some are covert operations by which criminals infiltrate a system to gain that access to only be discovered months or, if at all, later, cyber criminals are getting craftier with these malicious deeds. And here are some of the basic types of cyber attacks affecting millions of people every day. Social engineering. Social engineering is the process of psychologically manipulating people into divulging personal information. Phishing is a form of social engineering, while criminals take advantage of people's natural curiosity or trust. An example of a more advanced social engineering is with voice manipulation. In this case, cyber criminals take an individual's voice, like a source, like from their voicemail or from their social media posts, and manipulate it to call friends or relatives and ask for credit cards or other personal information. Then you have the man-in-the-middle attack. A man-in-the-middle attack occurs when criminals interrupt the traffic between two parties' transaction. For instance, criminals can insert themselves between a public Wi-Fi and an individual's device. Remember, these things are wireless, so there has to be a connection between the two, and it's happening over the air. Without a protected Wi-Fi connection, cyber criminals can sometimes view all of their victims' information without ever being caught. So can you imagine if you're sending confidential information and someone's actually looking at all of those emails? Next is the 0-day. A 0-day attack is one that is becoming more and more common. Essentially, these attacks occur between a network vulnerability announcement and a patch solution. And what we mean by patch solution is you found a vulnerability, but you haven't taken the steps to fix that vulnerability. In the name of transparency and security, most companies will announce that they found a problem with their network safety. But some criminals will take the opportunity to unleash attacks before that company can actually put that security patch in. So, there are some cybersecurity basics that help. As we said, a multi-level cybersecurity approach is the best way to thwart any serious cyber attack. It's a combination of firewalls, software, and a variety of tools that help combat malware that can affect everything from mobile phones to that wireless connection we talked about. Here are some of the other ways that experts might fight the onslaught of digital attacks. For one, they use AI, artificial intelligence, for cybersecurity. AI is being used for cybersecurity to thwart a wide variety of malicious cybercrimes. Security companies are training artificial intelligence tools to predict data breaches, alert to phishing attempts in real time, and even expose social engineering scams before they become dangerous. You know, we have different types of hackers. One is the white hat hacker. Remember, the white hat hacker are those individuals who are working to thwart the criminals. And then we have gray hats. They kind of sit in between. They do a lot of good, but on the side, they may poke into networks that they shouldn't be in. And then you have the black hat hacker. Those are individuals that are illegally gaining access to networks or doing many of these cyber crimes that we talk about. So, how do we secure against malware? So, security against malware is certainly one of the most important issues today. And it'll continue to be, because as long as we're using code to communicate and send digital documents and communications, it will create an opportunity for criminals. To stay with me on some of my future courses, I'm going to go a little deeper into this, and I'm going to give you more explanation about how all of these systems come together to protect you and how the bad guys are working every day to get into your systems and either cause you financial loss, reputational loss, or to just lock you out of your system. This is Mike Eccles, and I'll talk to you soon.